As a millennial, I hear a lot of like trash talk about my generation. Like so much said about how, we are kind of like the snowflake generation, how we don't have as much resilience as older generations, which I don't think is entirely true. But then, when I look at my mum and my dad and their generation, and the amount of times I've heard my mum complain emotionally about something, honestly, I could count it on one hand. So it does make me think maybe there is like this sort of like steel that Gen X has. Where did that come from?
How Gen X got things done without the noise isn't just a catchy title. It embodies the ethos of an entire generation. Born between the mid-1960s and the early 1980s, Generation X grew up in a world markedly different from today's digital age. With a mantra that could well be summed up by their approach, "We did not run our mouth, we just did it." This generation exhibited a unique blend of resilience, independence, and practicality. Unlike millennials and Gen Z, Gen Xers were the last to enjoy a childhood free from the internet's ubiquity and the first to harness its potential as it emerged.
That's such a big one, I think. Not having the internet growing up just makes you like develop a lot of skills that, younger generations just probably will never have.
We'll explore 15 reasons why Generation X managed to get things done without the noise. 1. Fearless and adventurous. Gen Xers exhibited a fearless approach to life from a young age. They engaged in daring activities like standing on slippery roofs, riding in the back of pickup trucks without seatbelts, and jumping bike ramps without helmets. Their childhood adventures, from intense kite fights with razor blades to drinking from garden hoses, underscored
Kite fights with razor blades? What do you mean?
A resilience and toughness. These experiences not only built character, but also instilled a sense of invincibility and the ability to thrive under risk. 2. Resilience as a creed. For Generation X, resilience wasn't just a trait, it was a creed. Phrases like, "suck it up, walk it off," or "we'll give you something to cry about," were not threats but lessons in toughness. This generation didn't just endure, they adapted and overcame without fanfare. They literally coined and lived by the phrase, "just do it," navigating life's hurdles not by dwelling on them but by persistently moving forward.
Honestly, like younger generations could do a lot of that. Just give it a go. Just try it. Just move on. That kind of outlook. There's just so much sort of like fear and anxiety around today.
Embodying a stoic determination that has defined their approach to life and work. 3. Bridging tradition and technology. Generation X had a unique advantage. They learned traditional methods of completing tasks while also embracing emerging technologies. This blend of the old and the new enabled them to streamline and expedite processes through automation, giving them a pragmatic edge. Their understanding of both the past and the technological advancements set them apart, providing them with a comprehensive toolkit for problem-solving and innovation. 4. Work ethic and accountability. The Gen X mantra was simple: if you want something, work for it. There were no shortcuts or free rides. From a young age, they learned the importance of hard work and the consequences of their actions, embodying the phrase, "learned it the hard way." This generation was taught to respect authority and embrace accountability, qualities that shaped their professional and personal lives.
The accountability thing is like so many people, like their kids can do no wrong. No wrong. When I was a teacher, the amount of times a kid would be naughty, you'd tell the parents, and the parents would try and find any reason why it wasn't the kid's fault, did my head in. Probably one of the main reasons I left the profession.
Worldly and self-made by 25. By the age of 25, many Gen Xers had already marked their passports with stamps from around the world, served in the military, and juggled multiple, often gritty jobs to make ends meet. This wasn't just wanderlust. It was a rite of passage that equipped them with a robust set of survival and professional skills. Their journey through higher education wasn't a guided tour, but a self-directed quest that made them ready to seize their career dreams without hand-holding. This self-sufficiency and worldly understanding starkly contrast with the modern youth, who want everything for free and already get a panic attack when they forget their cherry vape at home. 6. Grit and
Shots
resourcefulness.
fired.
Generation X members who grew up without MTV and luxury comforts exemplify sheer grit and resourcefulness.
Crazy that you could smoke on a plane back in the day. When did they ban that? Like, I can't imagine like people just puffing on cigs on a plane.
Surviving on government cheese, limited to 3 TV channels, and lacking fashionable attire, these individuals didn't wallow in self-pity. They walked to school, hung out with whoever was around, secured jobs before turning 15, and fixed mopeds to broaden their horizons. Their lives were the epitome of living on a prayer and making the most out of the very least, demonstrating a relentless drive to push forward under any circumstances. 7. Strong family bonds and work ethic. For many Gen Xers, grandparents played a crucial role in their upbringing, especially for those who could have been latchkey kids but instead spent afternoons at their grandparents' homes. This daily interaction involved not just care and nurturing through simple routines, like sharing a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but also participating in chores on the farm or at home. Such experiences deeply ingrained a strong work ethic and respect for hard labor, which became fundamental to their identities.
Here in the UK, that culture's really gone away. A lot of older people, they get moved into old folks' homes, probably far away from the family. So you just don't have that, extended family near you. Like I didn't.
8. DIY or die trying. Generation X mastered the art of DIY long before how-to videos and online forums became the norm. When something broke, their first instinct was to fix it using whatever tools and materials were available, often with a hefty dose of creative swearing. This hands-on approach wasn't just about proving they could handle any problem thrown their way. It was a badge of honor that demonstrated their resilience and independence, embodying their self-sufficient, tough-as-nails attitude. 9. Blunt communication. Gen X communicated in a straightforward and direct manner. They valued clear, concise language and had little patience for ambiguity or fluff.
Honestly, I'm a massive fan of that. Just be direct. So many people these days, they dance around, especially in the UK. Like being direct is almost seen as a bad thing. Like you got to read between the lines, you've got to infer. Just say what you mean.
The approach allowed them to cut through the noise and get to the heart of matters quickly, making them exceptionally effective in personal and professional interactions. Their no-nonsense style of communication fostered a reputation for reliability and integrity in an increasingly complex world. 10. No tech, no problem. Gen X thrived in an era before digital dominance, where real-life experiences were valued over virtual engagements. If technological solutions were unavailable, they relied on resourcefulness and quick thinking to overcome challenges. This lack of dependence on technology cultivated a robust set of problem-solving skills that emphasized practicality and ingenuity, traits that have become increasingly rare in the tech-saturated environments of later generations. 11. Skeptics at heart. Raised amidst economic fluctuations and corporate scandals, Gen X developed a natural skepticism that made them question everything from advertising claims to political promises.
To be fair, I think that younger generations have this today. I just don't believe anything I see on the news anymore. Like anything I see on like traditional media, like news, TV networks, I believe maybe 5% of it. They just lie to us constantly.
This skepticism was not cynicism, but a practical approach to navigating a world full of mixed messages and hidden agendas. Their questioning nature empowered them to make informed decisions and often led them to carve out unique paths that defied conventional expectations. 12. Work hard, play harder. The Gen X ethos was all about embracing life to the fullest, working tirelessly to achieve professional goals while also diving headlong into recreational pursuits. They epitomized the work hard, play harder mentality, believing that the most memorable life experiences come from pushing boundaries and exploring extremes. This intense approach to life ensured that they made the most out of every opportunity, both on the job and in their personal lives. 13. Networking without nonsense. Gen X built their professional networks based on genuine personal connections rather than digital interactions.
I think if I could, we'd have a lot more in-person stuff compared to like online stuff. But I just think maybe it's a combination of people not having the time, people living further apart. I don't know what it is, but we just seem to not see each other as much as we did when I was a kid. Like, I remember my parents would see their friends like every weekend, but now it just doesn't happen that often.
Networking for them meant creating lasting relationships through shared experiences and mutual respect, often solidified in face-to-face settings like business lunches or social gatherings. This authentic approach to building connections ensured that their networks were comprised of strong, reliable bonds that stood the test of time. 14. Question everything. Gen X's inherent inquisitiveness drove them to question established norms and challenge the status quo. They refused to accept traditional answers without scrutiny, leading them to innovate and disrupt various fields. This questioning spirit not only fostered a culture of continuous improvement and creativity, but also prepared them to adapt quickly to changing technologies and market dynamics, setting the stage for significant shifts in business and culture. 15. Valuing.
Yeah, the questioning of things is just so important. Like why are things the way they are? Why do things look the way they do? All of that stuff. It goes back to like, the believing in what we're shown and stuff, like kind of trying to see behind the curtain.
Practical experience. Over formal education, Generation X often valued practical experience as much or more than formal education. They were the generation that didn't necessarily see a college degree as the only path to success. Many entered the workforce early, learning trades and skills on the job that no classroom could teach. This hands-on learning approach fostered a generation of self-reliant, versatile professionals who could adapt quickly to new challenges, troubleshoot on the fly, and innovate from a foundation of real-world experience. 16.
Man, that's such a big one. Like, I just think the college degree is just not worth anything close to what it was before. So many people come out with degrees, can't get a job. Just no matter how many times they apply, they just can't get a job.
Cultural independence and innovation. Gen X came of age in a time of significant cultural shifts, leading the charge in music, art, and media. They pushed back against mainstream expectations by forging new genres in music like grunge and hip-hop and reinventing cinema and television. Their contributions didn't just change the entertainment landscape, they redefined cultural norms, championing diversity and complexity in a way previous generations hadn't. This independence and innovation in culture mirrored their approach in other areas of life, always challenging the established and making new paths.
I have to admit, despite me like kind of rolling my eyes whenever like, I have to say, despite me sort of rolling my eyes whenever my mum or my uncles or my dad will like say things about how their generation, is the stronger of the two between theirs and mine, like, I don't disagree with everything like they say, because there definitely seems to be, maybe it's because of all of the helicopter parenting that they have done with my generation, where because they are trying to look after their kid and make sure their kid's safe, they wrap their kids in like a cocoon, which makes them a little bit maybe softer. Like, do you guys agree with that? Like, do you think that the sort of overprotectiveness that maybe some Gen Xers have done to like their millennial kids has made them soft, which has removed a lot of the strength that maybe Gen X had? Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and check out the video I'm going to link right here. See you there.